Ever see a fat fucker running down the street taking a shit at full speed? You never see that, do you? You never seen that. Things that you've never seen. And then, once you've seen them, you can't say that you've never seen them because you've already seen them. And so, you can't say that you've never seen them. Here's something else that you never see. You never see someone listening to a shit man, do you? You never seen that before. A shit man, a colostomy bag plus Walkman. That's what a shit man is, and you never see that, and you never will see that. Now, let me take a drink of water here. Take another drink of water. Oh boy, I'll tell you. The newspapers these days too. The newspaper and the news, they like to over-exaggerate things a little bit. I'll give you an example of over-exaggeration. Today in the news, a man has barricaded himself in his apartment. However, he is unarmed and nobody gives a shit. You'd never hear that on the news, would you? That's right, because it would never make big news. If the man had a Tommy gun and shot a lot of people, you'd see that on the news, wouldn't you? That would be on there in a hurry. Here's another part of the news you would never hear. You never hear this on the news. 2 midgets started a downtown riot today when one midget got drunk and started to ride the other midget. There was reports of no known injuries. However, there was several foot wounds, and some floorboards and some sockets have also been destroyed. You would never hear that on the news, would you? Here's something else you would never hear on the news. Something that no one has ever heard on the news ever before and never will. A dog exploded in a busy downtown area today. Nobody was hurt. However, 100 people were reported to be covered in fur, and somewhere between 50 and 60 fleas lost their lives in the explosion. There's something you never hear on the news. Something you never hear. I love dogs. I tell you, I love dogs. I've had a lot of dogs. I've had dogs all over the place. Have you ever wondered? And I'll tell you what, I've learned a lot of stuff from having these dogs. I really have. I have. In fact, I'm going to give you some tips on how to maintain the shit that's in your yard, the dog shit. A lot of people are wearing these rubber gloves and they're carrying the plastic bags. I say, fuck that shit. Fuck that. Here's what you do. When you're making your dog his dog food, you put a lot of rubber bands in it. That's right. Put a lot of rubber bands in the dog food. Then when the dog takes a shit, the turd will have a little loop on the end of it. It's for easy cleanup. You just pick it up and right into the neighbor's yard. That's right, right into the neighbor's yard. That's what I always do. And if you want to become decorative, you want something, let's say around Christmas time, you run out of decoration ideas, here's an idea for you. You take some tinsel and put it in the dog food. Then the dog will have shiny shit. That's right, you have all this shiny shit in your yard. Say, hey Ma, can we hang it on the tree? That's enough of that. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. Moving right along. Moving right along. I had to go get some more water. Speaking of words and speaking of language, we talked a lot about words and language and things that people talk about. I want to talk about something that I absolutely cannot stand, something that I can do without, something I can do completely without. And I know a lot of you people know what I mean, or you're going to know what I mean when I start talking about this, is you ever hang out with these people? There's people that say like. Every other word is the word like. And it goes something like this. Something like this. Okay, so like, man, you know, like, I was going to the store and like, I saw these chicks in there, man. I was like, hey, what's happening? And they was like, what the hell are you looking at? And I was like, hey, if I thought about it, like, I would tell you, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. Nobody knows what the fuck you're saying. Why don't you, like, take, like, a rope and tie it, like, around a tree, and then, like, tie it around your neck, and then, like, fucking jump off the cliff? How's that for you? There is no like, people. There is no like. You either do it, or you've done it, or you haven't. It can't be like something. Why does everything have to be like? It's like this, and it's like that, and it's like this, and it's like you, and like they, and like them, and like him, and like. We need to avert this word out of the English language. Out of the English language. And here's another thing that pisses me off. You ever been listening to somebody give a speech and every other thing that he says out of his mouth is, huh? Or how about this one? Some Yutz is up giving a speech, and just about every time that he starts to talk, you can hear a click in his throat, like, well, or smacking his mouth, well, it's, the fact is, and they say like every 2 or 3 words, and there I go, see, I just did it, I said like, didn't I? But they say every 2 or 3 words. The guy in question, hey, come here, you just want to choke these people, don't you? You just want to strangle them. If I had a sewing kit, I would take a needle, sew his mouth shut, and then push him onto a rock. And here's another thing that gets on my nerves. You ever be talking to somebody and they mention Jesus Christ like every 5th word, and now I go with like again. It goes right back to like, doesn't it? It goes right back to like. Anyway, this person mentions Jesus 200 times in a 10-minute conversation, and you just want to strangle the bastard. Well, I saw Jesus, and he come up to me, and Jesus said, and Jesus said, and Jesus walked on top of the water, and Jesus, I just want to say, Jesus Christ. Those guys too. They say Jesus Christ to everything. Jesus Christ, did you see that play? And you say, no, goddammit, shut the fuck up. And by the way, you can suck my C and you can go F yourself. Thank you. Well, it's official. I am now the timekeeper, the keeper of all time. I always have these yo-yos coming to me off the street. Do you have the time? Do you have the time? Excuse me, do you have the time? Well, no, but I have a watch on. I can tell you the time. I don't have it. I had the time, and then it seemed to just run off from me. I think it went that way. I think it went that way. And then there's people, they don't ask you if you have the time.